Anime is an epic medium and it often focuses on larger-than-life characters that we love to watch. Welcome to DoubleDollars, and today I am listing down the top 10 anime where the main character is a legend. Before we begin, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you want more lists just like this one. And keep in mind, I don't rank these in any particular order and try to avoid as many spoilers as I can. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting at number 10, The Way of the House Husband. The immortal Tatsu. The name alone is enough to strike fear into the hearts of most hardened yakuza, cops, and lowlifes. His penchant for simple brutality and insane strength is unrivaled in the criminal underworld. One day though, the man vanished, only to resurface with an apron? The Way of the House Husband is a slice-of-life anime that focuses on the misadventures of our former yakuza enforcer, immortal Tatsu, as he takes care of the house and makes dinner for his career wife, Miku. This anime is hilarious in many ways, but the main joke is always seeing hardened criminals, all done up in tattoos and scars, act like complete goofballs behind the scenes. Tatsu is notorious in the criminal underworld, and seeing hardened yakuza pray to their gods when they see him just browsing for groceries is a sight to behold. He may be a yakuza legend, but he is too busy making dinner for his wife to notice your fear. Number 9, Durarara. In the Tokyo district of Ikebukuro, a young man named Mikado finds himself completely lost. During his time in the city, he hears of an urban legend, that of the Black Rider, a headless biker a la modern Sleepy Hollow. The Black Rider is one of Durarara's main character, and her legendary status is already plain to see. After all, if you want to be famous, walking around with a head and beating people up is one way to go about it. Salty earns her keep by acting as a transporter and communicates through her phone. Despite her reputation as a famed vigilante and a boyfriend who is a back alley doctor with some shady history, Salty herself is not as stoic as she may appear. Amongst other things, Salty believes in such things as doomsday prophecy, tesseracts, evil robots, and fears space aliens. We can't exactly blame her beliefs though. When you're a living urban legend biking around a city with a giant scythe and no head, aliens are probably believable in your world. Number 8, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Kaede Honjo is invited to play a brand new VR MMORPG game called New World Online. Yes, very original name, I know. While she has fun playing video games, she hates getting hurt, and when you're in VR, that is a problem. Therefore, Kaede named herself Maple, and decides to dump all her stats into Vitality. Her other base stats are atrocious. In a world where people can move faster than the eye can see, she can only walk like a normal human being. Her attacks deal near 0 damage, and she can barely cast any basic spells. However, her insane min-maxing has given her 2 unique skills, Absolute Defense and Counter Skill. As the name implies, Absolute Defense doubles her vitality points at the cost of reducing her other base stats even further. However, her other skill, Counter Skill, allows her to reflect special attacks. And now as Maple keeps playing the game, her absurd playstyle starts getting known all around the country, and people keep coming up to challenge her. Number 7, Sword Art Online, Alternative Gun Gale Online.
たれると光の粒子になって消えるので罪悪感はそんなになく。
SAO isn't just limited to Kirito and his harem of questionably relevant waifus. In this spin-off, we instead focus on a university student named Karen, a very tall girl who's insecure about her perceived lack of cuteness and social skills. In an effort to raise her self-confidence, she decides to play GGO at the request of her friend. In the game, she makes herself much smaller and subjectively cuter than her real-life counterpart. Unbeknownst to her, her small stature and pink attire actually make her borderline invisible in the desert she hangs around in. That lets her catch entire squads completely by surprise, and surviving in a firefight she had no business surviving. Soon, the in-game legend of a PKer wandering the desert and decimating squads known as the Pink Devil. While Kirito is a legend in his own right, I feel like giving a spot to Len on this list was a bit more fun. Plus, we get to see her earn her reputation instead of getting some vague backstory about being a beta player. Number 6. Rurouni Kenshin.
剣は狂気、剣術は殺人術、それが真実。
In the year 1878, or the 11th year of the Meiji era, a dojo master, Kaoru Kamiya, is fending off a few thugs who is trying to take her dojo away from her through force. Before things escalate, a mysterious stranger shows up who calls himself Kenshin Himura. He handedly beats the thugs quickly, and the strangest thing is he did so without a single drop of blood. Kenshin's blade is a sakabato, a blade where the edge and blunt side are reversed. The reason for this is also the reason why he is on this list. Before he became a wandering samurai, he was the infamous Hitorikiri Bato Sai. His reputation as a cold-blooded and efficient tool of destruction makes him feared by anybody who recognizes the scar on his cheek. Despite his hope of atonement, Kenshin has a long road ahead of him. Meiji-era Japan still has many villains who want to bring out the monster he has kept hidden for so long. Though weary, Kenshin will never stay his blade if it means saving a life, though he will do so without taking one. Number 5 is Beserk. In a bloodstained world, one of the most feared is the Black Swordsman. His name is Guts, and it is said that wherever he goes, death is sure to follow. Bearing the brand of sacrifice on the back of his neck, Guts is hounded by not just demons and evil spirits, but the tragedies of his past that led him to become who he is now. Guts is only known to have one goal, and that is to kill Griffith, the man who betrayed him and destroyed everything he ever loved to become a demon of the God Hand himself. Guts wanders the land, destroying apostles, their malicious servants, and with each kill, Guts gets ever closer to his goal. While broken in body and mind, Guts' soul, though blackened, is determined to avenge his past and set to rest the ghost that haunts him, no matter how many demons stand in his way.
貴様の言う通り人間は弱えよ。すぐ死ぬ。だがその人間がどれほど切り刻まれ、突き刺されても、それでも生き続けなきゃならないとしたら。
Number 4, Lupin III.
ほんとひでえ話。エヴァン。あ、いけね。じゃあね、とっつぁん。待て、ルベン。
Lupin may not be some overpowered monster or made his name known in blood, but he is known worldwide for one thing: being really good at stealing things. Lupin III, as his name suggests, is the third Lupin. He is the direct descendant of the original Lupin, a famed phantom thief in the early 1900s. Like his ancestors before him, Lupin is skilled in a wide array of skills, as you never know what you'll need for a heist. Diving, marksmanship, disguises, lockpicking, pickpocketing, and a whole host of criminal skills make Lupin one of the most notorious thieves in the world. Many of the wealthy underestimate him, and many cops view him as just another criminal. They all have egg on their face once Lupin outwits them all, and leaving their pockets a lot lighter.
あなた方がここから宝石を盗んだらきっと歴史に残るわね。
歴史はどうでもいいけどさ、あんた誰？
Number 3, a certain scientific accelerator. Accelerator is the strongest Esper in Academy City, a place dedicated to the study of psychic power. That basically means he is also the strongest Esper in the world, at the very least in terms of raw psychic power. With his psychic powers, he is set on a path to kill all 20,000 of Mikoto's clone sisters, and is only stopped in his tracks by the other magical index MC, Toma. Accelerator is a level 5 Esper, who specifically relies in redirection. That means he controls vectors of anything he touches. In simple terms, you can't hit him, and if you do hit him, you'll feel that hit coming right back. Everybody in the world fears him for this reason, and his goals are secondary to his primary motivation, enjoying all his power. It doesn't help that very few people can even pose a challenge to him. There are multiple instances of people just giving up the moment they find out who he is. If they resist, Accelerator is more than happy to wipe the floor with them, literally, if that's what's needed. His psychosis in battle, laughing mad, and describing exactly what he plans to do to people in his mercy makes him feared all around the world.
あんた倒すのは簡単じゃなさそうだね。
お前たちを倒すのは簡単そうだがな。
Number 2, Hellsing Ultimate. Less a man and more a manifestation of pure malice, Alucard is the famous Count Dracula. Still alive after 400 years of his supposed death, under the authority of Integra Hellsing, one of the last living descendants of Abraham Van Helsing, Alucard's skills as a horrifying monster is put to use for the force of good, fighting against other much worse monsters like other vampires, or Nazis, or worse, vampire Nazis. Alucard has adapted well into the 21st century and is vastly skilled with the use of various firearms. Not that he needed guns, he just does it for fun. He's fully capable of destroying you with his bare hands. His normal state is what he calls a level 5, and with every level decrease, he becomes much more powerful. With each kill, he adds a soul to his collection, and the living scream his name as much as the souls he has consumed. Though his name is but a story to many, those who know he still walks among us fear his very name. After all, he's not called the Impaler for skewering marshmallows. Number 1, Code Geass.
強き者が弱き者を虐げ続ける限り私は抗い続けるまず愚かなるカラレス総督にたった今天誅を下した
In an alternate timeline, the British Empire was the victor of the famed Revolutionary War. Now, British-controlled America is converted into the Holy Britannian Empire, a superpower that covers a third of the world's territories. In the far future, Britannia launches an attack on Japan and erases them from existence through annexation. Now the people of Japan are simply known as Elvians, as their former country is now simply called Area 11. In this setting, two childhood friends meet after years of separation. Sazaku Kururugi, a carrier soldier hoping to regain the rights of Area 11, and Lelouch, a former Britannian prince. Lelouch's rise is one of anime's most intense from nobody to nightmare stories. His goal is to crush the Britannian nobility for killing his family in a conspiracy and avenge them by taking control of the empire they lost. Soon after, a mysterious woman known as C2 offers Lelouch the power of Geass, the ability to issue an absolute command to any individual, who is then forced to follow it no matter what. Taking on the moniker of Zero, Lelouch leads his Black Knights in rebellion against the corrupt Britannian Empire, unaware that he faces his friend, despite their shared goal of a better Britannia. While we don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't watched Code Geass, just know that while his moniker of Zero made him notorious, it is what he achieves once he drops that name that lands him in this spot on the list. Britannia made its own monster in Lelouch, and he is all too eager to be monstrous in his quest for noble revenge. And that's the video. Thank you so much for watching this far. Like always, make sure to drop a like if you like this video and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And if you do want to see more stuff like this, then you can click on any of these cards and it'll take you to another video just like this one. Like always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.